what is this podcast about? It probably would help if you don't chew into the mic.
My name is Libby.
My name is Luke.
In this new episode.
This
new season.
And we are going to be focusing completely on weddings.
We are, in fact, the Wedding Pirates.
There's no other podcast like this. I've looked. I've checked.
And we have a cat. Her name is Stella.
We want to share all the secrets when it comes to weddings.
The one where we talk. Wedding edition.
The reason why we want to talk about the dark side of weddings is because, well, I want to talk about it a little bit more than you do, but
yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to incorporate
I just think
in
that
this, but
the industry that we're in is sometimes the first thing that got me, like, when we coming into this industry is, why is everybody so, like, fake positive? Like, there's a film on the top of this industry. Like, why is everybody faking being happy? And I thought, like, well, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe I'm just a miserable person. But then once we started doing weddings full time, and
maybe you're just a miserable person.
Yeah.
Like, everything is negative. Nothing's happy.
Everybody
Life
else
sucks.
And all these other photographers are super happy and super positive and, like, just being super nice. I'm like, all right,
Are you a glass half full or half empty kind of guy?
It wasn't even that. It was like I sensed that they were faking the half full.
Well, answer the question. Are you a half empty, half full type of dude?
It's a trick question. It depends on the day.
Or the circumstance?
The circumstances, the context, yeah.
I'm more of a half. I'm overall more of a half full kind of gal.
Yeah. I'd say that, like, yeah, I would probably lean more towards half empty.
Yes.
But
you're becoming more half full.
Yeah, I try. But I'm a realist.
You are a realist.
To a point, but I also
I'm an idealist.
I'm a hopeless romantic, though.
You are.
Yeah. So that's so I'm a realist that's a hopeless romantic, which is odd.
It is odd.
Yeah. Anyway, but the reason why I want to talk about, like, the dark side of weddings and talk about the things that brides need to watch out for that are real things is because I found out that my wonder for why is everyone being positive, this fake positive, was actually confirmed that they were all being fake positive once I started sitting down with these people. Like, you know, because you work with DJs, you work with florists and coordinators and sometimes other photographers, sometimes other videographers, and you're sitting at the vendor table. Like, we've talked about this in one of our episodes, where everything comes out of the woodwork when there's a vendor table. Mm-hmm. You put all the vendors at the same table during dinner time, like you're feeding your vendors, which you should do. They're all sitting down and everybody's about to come out with their BS that they've gone through during the day. They're going to talk about why they don't like the bride. They're going to talk about why they don't like when the DJ leaves. Everybody talks about the fact they don't like the DJ. It's always the DJ. I don't understand. So it makes me wonder, like, when I leave the table, they're all going to talk about, well, who knows? But all the vendors are talking about who they dislike the most. And I'm like, yep. What is going on? So that made me really passionate about the fact that there is an overstimulation of happiness in the wedding industry. When I do first calls I call them discovery calls with our brides and grooms, and I do our consultations, I ask them, how's wedding planning going? And I tell them it's okay that it's not going well, because have you ever planned a big event before? And they go, oh, well, no, I haven't. Like, so it's okay that you're not okay. You know, you don't have to be overly happy. We're going to work through this together. I'm the professional. I've been to hundreds of weddings. I've done hundreds of weddings professionally. You can trust me. You can trust us. And we want to help through this entire process.
Well, some people are like, oh, it's going great. But then other people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help and all these things.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is that people that are doing well with the weddings that they're doing well with have a coordinator that's helping them.
Yeah, that's also a good point, is the brides that are usually happy and say, it's going great, everything's just going, like, according to plan, they have a coordinator.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like, oh, it's really stressful, they don't have a coordinator. So that's something you want to keep in mind.
Your coordinator is there for a reason. Like,
well, the coordinator doesn't just coordinate the day of. Like,
right.
There's a difference between a day of coordinator and a coordinator.
Yeah, and the coordinator should be helping you through every little minute detail of your wedding day.
Like, we are grasping every minute detail that you are planning. The coordinator is planning all those minute details that we need to grasp.
Yeah.
So if you have a coordinator, they are putting blood, sweat, and tears into your wedding, and they want it to look perfect. If it doesn't look perfect, that's a bad review. That's a shut down business. Like, they need to do a good job because they love what they do.
So they should love what they do.
Yeah, they should love what they do. If they don't love what they do, that's the dark side of things. There are a lot of vendors who don't love what they do.
Yep.
There are people who are built for weddings, and there are people who are not built for weddings. And that's something that, I just saw this past winter. We were in Arizona, and we were at your aunt's, and this spot came up on the TV about weddings. And how there was I think it was like Good Morning America or something like that. And the lady was talking to it. They were interviewing a coordinator, and the lady who's doing the interview, like, so I'm engaged, right? Like, I just think that every vendor I go to talk to, I have a big sucker on my forehead. And I'm like, oh man, that's so true. I can't imagine, like, because the wedding industry, like, what you say, like, I'm catering, I need catering for a 100-person event. Okay, so that might be what you got. Let's say $50 a head. It's a pretty nice dinner. You're doing a 100-person event. It might be somebody's fancy birthday or something. I don't know. So, but they find out, oh, it's a wedding. Oh, that just went from $50 a head to $150 a head. Like, why? So it's valid that brides think, sucker on my forehead. We want to hide that is a wedding. I just want to invite you to shoot an event. Please don't take advantage of me. And as a question that a lot of brides has is, am I being taken advantage of? And I think that there's things and red flags that you can watch out for to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. Like red flags they should be watching for is you haven't talked to a real person
Within the company.
the company that you're hiring.
Yeah.
So
Also, too, looking to see how big the company is that you're hiring.
Yeah.
If the company is like hundreds of people, then you're gonna get less quality, and you're just gonna get this bride and groom hired this DJ from a company from a website, right? And the website had hundreds of DJs, and they literally just picked one off of the website, and he showed up at the wedding, and it was a shit show.
It was really bad.
And she was like, I don't know, I just found him on this website, and he just was recommended to us, and we hired him, and he just didn't know how to read the floor. He did the announcements in for the Grand March. He just read off the names without waiting for the couple to walk in on the dance floor, do their thing. Like, he just read name after name after name after name after name, and
really
there was
fast.
and didn't let the people do their thing on the dance floor that they were doing for their introduction. And the bride and groom walked in, and there were still like 6 bridesmaids and groomsmen on the dance floor doing their thing before the bride and groom could get to do their thing. And it was like, what is this DJ doing? And then he didn't play music half the time, so it was like
There was no ambiance.
Yeah, there was no ambiance. It was just like,
It was bad.
it was like awkward silences a lot during the reception. And then she was really nervous that the dance floor wasn't going to be popping like she wanted it to, because he just wasn't proving himself up to that point. So it was just like, and then I don't know, when you hire someone, you trust them to do your wedding day and to handle it well and to be professional
It's a
about
very
it.
important day. It's a day that's meant to be, it's a fantasy day.
Yeah.
It's the day like where your fairy tale can happen today. It's the one day where it can happen. It's allowed to happen.
Yeah. So I'd say when you go to hire someone for your vendor, look to see how many weddings they do or how many events they do a year.
That
how many
does
years
say a lot about
experience.
quality. Yep.
How many years experience. And depends on which vendor you're thinking about. Like, if you're looking to do a wedding photographer, videographer, ask the photographer, can I see a full wedding album? Because usually what you see on their websites is just the photos that they love the most, or on their Instagram, or just
they're the money shots.
That's money shots, the ones that are just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, the clickbait, if you will.
Yep. That's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
it's like clickbait for, YouTube videos. They put a caption on the front or a picture up on the front for their YouTube channel or their video,
It makes you go, wow.
and it makes you go, oh, this guy's amazing, or I want to see what's going on, or this is juicy, right? So then you go onto some photographer's website, you see all of their clickbait photos, you say, wow, they take amazing photos. But then if you go into like a full wedding album and you see their reception that was in a disgusting room, that their pictures are all blurry because they don't know how to take motion pictures of people walking down the aisle, they're out of focus, like, you want to look to see a full wedding album.
What are you getting in your end product?
Yeah, what are you getting in your end product? How many photos are there in the entire wedding album? Look for 2 or 3 wedding albums from that photographer. See how many years of experience they are. Look at reviews.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I will say that it is tough to get reviews, and it is tough to get reviews as a wedding vendor because the brides and grooms have to book. They have to leave that venue. Hold on. So reviews are hard to get, basically. But with that being said, it is something that you need to look out for, but it's usually not like super accurate, if you will, unless you go on there and they have just a bunch of 1-star reviews.
If you, I don't know. Yeah, reviews are hard to get, but because you're depending on people to give you a review. And sometimes people don't want to do that. And they don't
but when I say you haven't talked to a real person, real quick, getting back to that, usually what that looks like is you're filling out a form, and then there's nobody that ever sets up a call with you. So like on our website, you fill out a form.
Yeah.
And then we get a notification, and then we see if that date's even been available. Because half the notifications I get, half the inquiries I get, because we only do 25 weddings a year, which means that we're very selective on our dates and where we can be at that time, because we do weddings across the state, so it's all a matter of where we are, not so much if we have that date available. So half the time I'm saying like we don't have your date available, not because it's not available, but because I have a wedding in Wisconsin or Philadelphia this day, and your wedding is in Arizona, and it's physically impossible to do a wedding in Philadelphia and then and that goes till like midnight, and then you have to get to Arizona by noon the next day. Like that's right. There's actually not enough hours in the night to travel, and I would have to go 2 days without sleep, and you don't want to do that. So when we get a form, that's the first thing that we need to look at is the date even available, because obviously we're not going to set up a call if the date isn't even available. Yeah, that's kind of a waste of your time, a waste of my time. So if it is available, then I'm reaching out and saying, hey, let's set up a call. Your date's available. Let's talk about your day. Let's see if we fit. Let's see if we vibe. And let's see if we can build a relationship. Are you awkward with me? Am I awkward with you? If that is the case, then this probably isn't a good fit, because you need to be comfortable in front of the camera. Because if you aren't comfortable in front of the camera, it's going to show in my work, and I don't want that. It's bad. It's bad for you. It's bad for me. So are you talking to a real person and you're getting that kind of communication, which leads to like, are you getting that poor communication? So if you are filling out a form and it takes them a whole week to reply to you, yeah, sure, they might be busy, but we're busy. I'm freaking busy. And I've tried to get business from other businesses. Like I need to, like, for instance, like we outsource our SEO, I just have somebody else maintain our website right now. It was like pulling teeth to get somebody to reply. It was ridiculous. And finally what I found out was like a friend does it. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I have a friend that does it. I reached out to a friend via text. He started the next day. Like, and he was better priced and everything. So like reaching out to a business is frustrating. Like it can be, yeah. I get that you're busy. I was talking to a past bride. Wasn't our bride, but we were like around the table. People find out we do weddings, so we talk about it. And it was actually John and Carrie. They have a podcast. You should go check them out, called Couples Being Intentional. I'll put that link in the show notes. But they were talking about a wedding and how she didn't get her photos back for like 2 years.
No, it wasn't 2 years. It was something. Like she didn't get a sneak peek. Her wedding was in February and it was like July, and she still hadn't seen her pictures.
Yeah, she's still getting. And then the photographer's like, I'm sorry, I have a child, I have this, I have that, and then and I was trying to think of like an excuse for the photographer. I'm like, well, maybe. And then the mom was sitting right there, and she's like, I don't care. She's like, yeah, actually, you're right. Like, you're a business owner. Get off your ass. Like, I'm sorry but you chose to own a business, and this is what owning a business means.
Yeah.
Is you need to get your product out,
Mhm.
and you need to have good communication. And
Right.
if you have poor communication, you're done.
Mhm.
You're done as a business owner. Go get a 9 to 5. Work for somebody else. You're not meant to be a business owner if you have poor communication. I'm sorry that sounds half empty, but
or harsh.
or harsh, but that is a business owner.
Yeah.
Because it on, and this is the hopeless romantic side of me. Like, it honestly brings me to tears when I see a bride that got shit product.
Mhm.
That was supposed to be a fairy tale day captured, and now it's gone.
Yep.
And you ruined it. The business that was too big and after money and poor communication and blah 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 excuses, they ruined it.
Mhm.
You ruined it. And I get that it's a lot of responsibility. I get it. You're a wedding vendor. Yes, totally. It's a lot of responsibility, but you chose it.
Yep.
It's your job.
Yeah.
So do your job.
Take it on as your responsibility.
Telling you what was this point? Put this point down. Telling you what you want instead of listening to what you want. That's a big one. So I'm not going to tell a bride what they want. Like, I've actually just recently booked a couple, and they said, like, yeah, so we were actually talking to a photographer, and this is the vibe we're going for. She showed us. It was literally our vibe. It's that very moody, super romantic, kind of steamy.
A little editorial.
Yeah, a little editorial. Like, that is, yeah, definitely a really cool vibe. That is something we can accomplish. That's something we do a lot. And she said, oh, yeah, we talked to a photographer just like yesterday, and she said, don't do that. That's going to ruin your photos. Or you guys don't look like that. You guys
don't look
off.
Like that. You can't pull off that vibe.
She literally said that. I'm like, what? No, just say that, like, hey, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for me as a photographer.
Yeah.
Let that bride and groom have what they want.
Yeah.
Why are you telling them what?
Yeah.
So things like that. Like, if a bride and groom says, it's kind of like going back to the Harry Potter thing we talked to. It's like, we were doing a Harry Potter wedding. Okay, well, let me hear you out. What are you trying to accomplish? Tell me about your decorations. What are the over the top things that you're gonna do to make this a Harry Potter wedding? And if I feel like, this sounds more like a themed birthday party than like a Harry Potter themed wedding, if I feel uneasy about it, like it's not going to fit my portfolio, I'm going to say, I don't think this is a good fit for me. And if I can, I'll try and reference you to some other photographers that might grasp hold of the idea, but I don't really grasp that idea.
Right.
So don't I'm not going to say, like, don't do that. You guys are going to make that look terrible. It's going to look cheap. It's going to look trashy. Like, that's not my opinion to give.
Also, too, like, we're very much all for the unusual and the different on wedding days.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you want to do, like, shots for your unity ceremony, like, we're all for that. Like, we're not going to tell you otherwise. Like, don't do that. That's tacky or whatever. Like, it's not tacky. It's super fun and it's great. Like, do what you want. We're here for those moments, for the different and for the odd and for the unusual.
But if you're suggesting an unusual or an odd, I'm thinking, like, that's a really cool thing. Like, I would love a Star Wars or like a geek themed wedding of some sort. I would love that, but I don't think I can capture that the right way.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to force our way into that situation if we can't.
Because in my eyes, that might look, that looks bad. It looks terrible. But in our photographer's eyes, they're like, that is awesome. I could totally capture that. I know what you're trying to do. That belongs to, then that wedding belongs to that photographer, that creator.
Right.
But so yeah, there's a lot of red flags you can watch out for as a bride, but there's also red flags we watch out for as well. And that goes back to, like, asking the questions. Like, I'm listening to you, and when I say, like, telling you what you want instead of listening to what you want, that benefits me and it benefits you as a bride and groom and as me as a vendor, because I'm gonna know whether I can accomplish it, and you're gonna feel listened to, and you're gonna feel that honesty from me as a creator, and that seriousness as a creator. Because if I deny it, I feel like that gains a lot of respect as a vendor, despite that I'm not going to be doing the wedding, but just the point, like, wow, that's super honest. I've never had that before, and I've done that quite a few times.
Yeah.
But
Also, too, you can find out what their process is for communication when you talk to a vendor. Like, what is the process of making sure that we have good communication throughout the entire process between now and booking you and our wedding day. So, like, for your DJ, like, figure out how much communication they have or how much leeway they give you for, or how much, I guess, how much control the bride and groom have over, like, the music or,
because some DJs assert control, dominance,
Yeah.
you know, on a wedding. Like, they say, like, I read the day and I know how to read the dance floor. Other DJs are like, I'll give that control
50-50.
to you. You can, or 50-50, yeah. But that needs to be established before the wedding day, because there's, like I said, everybody walks away from the table hating the DJ, and I never understood that. I need to be best friends with the DJ because I'm a videographer, so I rely on him when it comes to sound.
Yeah.
So,
but figuring out what their communication is, like, for Luke and I in our business, like, we give our bride and groom our phone numbers, and we put them in a text thread and say, hey, this is your text thread that you can text us whenever and about whatever you need. Like, if you need a vent about something, we're here for you. We'll help you through any situation that you need help with. And then Libby, I connect with the bride or the groom or both of them at least a month out of their wedding day to do a Zoom call to see if there's anything that they need to figure out their timeline. Yeah,
because
Zoom FaceTime. Yeah.
Zoom FaceTime.
And
book Android users.
we usually don't book Android users, and that just happens by happenstance. It's not like it's not like a
preference. It's
well,
just
it's
something.
not like a make it or break it type of thing. Like, if you have Android, we're not gonna book your wedding.
No, it's just really funny that every time I send out a text to a bride for the first time and it comes back green, like, it's an Android. I wonder if I'm gonna book them.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I don't book them, so it's funny.
But anyways, like, I do a Zoom FaceTime meeting with the bride or groom or both of them at least a month out of their wedding to see if they need anything from me.
Sometimes before
to
that,
go over
like,
what I need from them.
I mean, sometimes even before that 30-day mark too. Sometimes it's at like a 6-month mark, and they just need help. Like, I don't know where to start. Like, I don't have a wedding coordinator, and I don't know where to start with my schedule.
Right.
You know, we do advertise ourselves as a luxury brand, and when it comes, luxury is that personal touch and that constant communication.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And if you need help with your schedule and you don't have a coordinator putting that together, then that's our job. We have to fill those shoes, and we have to talk to you. We do this professionally. So, but yeah, we're really, really big on communication when it comes to our brides and grooms, and which is the reason why we only do 25 weddings a year. Because can you imagine doing 50 and holding that quality of communication?
No.
Near impossible.
I think I would die of
I would die too.
Too much communication.
We would need to outsource, and we would need to hire a communications manager, which now we have that disconnect from our brides and grooms.
Right.
You know, we've put someone between our brides and grooms and us, and that's not something we want to do. So that's why we do keep it small. We keep it in-house.
Yeah.
Which is something we will unpack as far as, like, outsourcing. We can go into that a little bit more as the season goes on, but I would say a couple more red flags, like, for me as a vendor, is not having a coordinator. It's not like a deal breaker, but we do need to talk about why you don't have a coordinator. And usually the reason why people don't have coordinators is usually like, I just don't want to pay for it, or the hotel is supplying it. Those are two, like we've said before in previous episodes, those are kind of rough things, because the coordinator on the day of that a hotel or a venue is supplying, that means they weren't communicating with you, the months before. And that's concerning.
Also, that's just an aspect of their job, is being a day of coordinator. It's not their sole job. It's part of their job. So they're not going to be putting their heart and soul into this wedding day. Yeah.
Another red flag right off the bat is when the fiance isn't on the call. So whether the groom,
a red flag for us as a vendor.
Right, yeah, for me. If one of you is not able to be on the call, even if they are busy, I'd rather reschedule so that way both of them can be on the call.
Yeah.
Because I need to connect with their partner just as much as that one person that really wants to buy our services.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's the groom. A couple times it's been the bride. But I would say it's very important. Like, guys, I'm a guy. I get that it's kind of difficult to trust people. Guys are a little bit more selective when it comes to trust. So I need to make sure that he trusts me and I'm not just being relayed secondhand through his fiance. You know, because he's got a lot of technical guy questions, which I get because I also ask those technical guy questions.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I communicate to him. And if it's the opposite and just the groom is talking to me, a lot of times he's going to ask me questions that the bride, he's not going to ask me questions that the bride has. You know, like I ask him, hey, what's the style of the wedding? I don't know. Like, what are you guys eating? I don't know. What are you guys going to be doing on the day? I don't know. Like, it's like that audio. Like, where are you going? Who going with you? Like, it's just guys, like, go hanging out. Like, that's just how we work. I don't know. You gonna eat? I don't know. Yes. Yeah. But that's just all. Those are things. Something came in mind. I want to keep in mind. I want to make sure that they're both involved in that first call.
Another red flag for when a bride or a groom or both are looking for us as photographer, videographers. Wow, I can't talk. If they haven't looked at our website and they don't know what our style is.
Yeah. If they are not aware of our brand and what we are and who we are, which is rather difficult because we plaster it everywhere, and I've made a very good sure.
Very good word. What did you say?
Very good sure. I'd made sure good. For sure. I've made for sure. I don't know. I've made for sure that everybody knows our style. Like, you show up on our website, you know who we are.
Yeah.
There's no question at all. As soon as you wind up on our website, you're like, whoa, this is different. I'm out of here. Or, ooh, this is different. I'm staying.
Yeah.
You know, and that is who we are.
Right.
And we plaster that everywhere. Also, I mean, we'll end it here, but I want to do a separate episode on your budget and how that works. But a red flag for us is you don't have one and you just have no idea what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
When you do that call with me and I get to the money question and I say, okay, we're going to talk about money now. What do you guys have set aside for your budget? Like, you know, is this something I can accomplish, or is this something like I can't pay my bills with that?
Right.
And they're like, oh, we have no idea. Like, okay, that's a little concerning because I don't know if I can price you out and tell you what it's going to cost me, but it might scare you and you go, oh dear. Oh man, I didn't realize it was that expensive. Like, well, do you realize who you're reaching out to? And this goes back to realizing that we are a luxury brand. There's a lot of value that we bring with this. We only book 25 weddings a year. You need to take all those things into account when we're talking to you. And if you don't have an ideal price set aside, like a percentage of your wedding costs set aside for creators to come and capture your day, you might be up Schitt's Creek because you realize, shoot, I did not set enough money aside for my dream creator.
Right.
And that's hard to know, like, obviously. But if you do have money set aside, at least you can know, okay, I have this number set aside. Let's see who is in that budget. So you'll reach out to, like, let's say 5 creators that you enjoy, that you love their style, and you're going to say to all of them, this is my budget. Can you do it for that? And maybe 3 of them will say yes. Okay, now you need to choose between all of them and see what you're getting for the value. Now you're comparing value because now you know these 3 fit my budget. Who's giving me the most value for that budget?
And who did you connect well with?
And who did you connect well with too? Who makes me feel the most comfortable? Who has the most experience? Like, you know, so now that's where you look at value. So set your budget first. You know, set your number first. Like, this is what I could afford. If mom and dad are saying, we'll give you this much, we'll give you 4,000, 6,000, like, this is what we're giving. It's like, okay, all right, I can do that number, and then I can add a little bit more on top of that. Okay, this is my number. So if your number is $8,000. You're going to tell the photographer, you're going to negotiate maybe a little bit, like, my number is 6,000. I have a little bit of wiggle room. And they're like, okay, here's what I can do for that. This is what I can offer you as far as value. And then you're going to compare all those things. You're shopping. You're just shopping. That's what it is. You already know you love that vendor. You love their style.
Also, another red flag is if you ghost us and then come back to us. Like,
I've had that.
Yeah. Like, Luke will get a message on form submission saying, they're looking for a photographer, a videographer. Luke will send out a text message or and also an email. He won't hear back from them. He'll send out another thing like, hey, are you still looking? And if they don't reply, then he's kind of like, okay, well, they're not actually looking seriously. And then they reply a week later. He's like, no, I'm not going to give you the time of day. You ghosted me, and
yeah, like, I'm
that's
done.
not a good quality that we look for in our brides and grooms. So
Yeah, because if I have details I need about the wedding and you're not going to get back to me for a month,
yeah,
that's gonna really mess me up, because I'm gonna get to your day and you're gonna be like, why aren't you doing this right? Like, well, I didn't have that detail because you wouldn't communicate with me.
Yeah,
because that's something I can't afford.
So communication goes both ways. If your photographer and videographer don't have great communication with you, that's a red flag for you. And if our bride and groom do not have great communication then prior to booking them, then we're also going to see that as a red flag and probably not book you. Communication is a two-way street.
We have a whole episode based around communication. You should go listen to that in season 1.
Yeah. Communication is very important in every aspect of your life. Your work, your marriage, your relationships, your friendships.
Yourself. Thank you for listening to the one where we talk. Be sure to go check out our Instagram at Broadside Visuals and broadsidevisuals.com. We also have our bus page that is all things nomad-like. We don't really post on there during the wedding season. We post on there during the off-season. And we also have a cool little YouTube channel. Bus Name Smalls and the Wedding Pirates is our YouTube. So be sure to check that out. And thank you for listening.
And have a wonderful day.